Hello, wonderful people of the interweb. How are you doing today? Hey, it's Bobby. And shameless plug, I'm going to go ahead and put it out there. But if you have not seen the Avengers Age of Ultron yet, what are you waiting for? Go out and check out this movie. It is really a great movie, but I'm a sucker for action movies and comic book and, you know, those kind of things. And it picks up exactly where the other movie left off and probably takes it up a notch. But just like any kind of movie, you know, where the good guys and the heroes of the story, they come up against opposition and tremendous opposition. And it looked like the Avengers were down and out. But together, with discipline, with hard work, with effort, with relying on each other rather than just themselves, they were able to overcome. And that's kind of what I want to talk about here as you know, a couple of days removed from the National Day of Prayer. And I pray that that was just a tremendous day for you. I know it was for me and my wife, and we really enjoyed that day. But, you know, sometimes you think, okay, now this is over. We had a big build-up, and now what? I just want to encourage you, where Paul encouraged Timothy in his second letter to Timothy in chapter 4, verse 7. And he tells him, I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I have remained faithful. And this is a guy who's on the last legs of his life, and he's encouraging an up-and-comer, one of his sons in the Lord, and he's telling these things. And what I take from this is that in this journey that we are on, Paul specifically says that it is a fight. And it is a race, not a sprint. It's a race. It's like a marathon. And he has remained faithful. It didn't say he remained perfect. It didn't say that he did everything right. But he had his eye on the prize. And that is what he continued to go after. And I say this because on a National Day of Prayer or any kind of mountaintop experience that you may have, and it seems like it doesn't get any better than this. But we go down to the valley and we think, how did I get here? I was just on the mountain. You know, the rug comes from underneath us, and we begin to topple, and walls fall down, and we think the waves are crashing in on us, when it just seemed like just the other day or just the other week, you know, it was so great. But that's life. You know, it's going to happen. This is a journey. It's going to have its mountaintops and its valleys, its ups and its downs. But you remain faithful. You remain faithful. Continue to fight that good fight. Continue to run the race with perseverance and integrity. And there will be times where you may fall. And chances are you will. And probably not just once, but many times. And sometimes there'll be little slips, and sometimes they may be major blunders. But regardless, you get up and continue on that good fight, on that race, and you remain faithful. Don't let feelings dictate. Don't let circumstances dictate. You remain faithful to the task that the Lord has given you. Continue to pray for those things that prick your heart on the National Day of Prayer. Continue to make those changes in your life that God has called you to make. You know, stop doing certain things. Pick up other habits to do. Spend more time with the Lord. Serve other people. Smile more often. Sing a little more. Don't be afraid to jam in your car when a good song comes on. You know, get in that prayer closet. Visit with believers more. Go out and make a difference. And it doesn't have to be something big but little. But whatever it is, the important thing is that if the Lord has called you to do it, go do it. And continue to do it. Continue to do those things. You know, some things are just a one-time occurrence. And you only have to do them one time or a couple of times. Or they're for a season. But there are certain things in our lives that God has called us to remain faithful to. And I guarantee you that one of those things is prayer. The other thing is reading His Word and spending daily time with Him. Another thing is being connected with the body of believers that you trust, that you can be open and honest with. Those are things that we know for sure that God is calling us to do. And then each of us has those specific things with our family, with our friends, with our work, with our careers, with health, whatever it may be that He wants us to continue to do. So I just encourage you, just keep keep up the good fight. Run that race that he's called you to run, and remain faithful in those things that he's called you to remain faithful with. And I promise you that God will bless you. Now, I don't know how he'll do it. He's unlimited on how he'll do it. It may be monetarily. It may be something that you can touch or grab, or your senses can be aware of. Or it may be, and more times than not, it's joy inside. It may be peace that he's given you that you've never had before, or that you need. It may be wisdom, maybe guidance. It may be an area in your life that he's given you victory over. And again, you're not going to be able to wrap your arms around it, but you know in here that that's what he's done. And he'll do it. He's faithful to do it. So again, continue to do those things that he's called you to do. Let's finish, and let's continue to run this race and fight this fight. When you fall, get back up. And if you're running fast, continue to do so and spend that daily time with the Lord. The songs we're going to use are great. And again, man, I love music. I hope that y'all are taking the time to watch these videos. One of them, the first one is Big Daddy Weave, Redeemed. Man, this is such a song that I can relate to, and it resonates with me tremendously, because this is who we are in Christ. You are not your past. You are not the things you've done, good or bad. If you are a believer in Christ and you placed your faith, hope, and trust in him and asked him to forgive you of your sin, which is past, present, and future, then my friend, you are redeemed. Do not forget that. Do not let the enemy manipulate you to think otherwise. You are redeemed. You are bought back. You are valuable. You are worth something, that Jesus spilled his blood so that he could bring you back into a right relationship with the Lord. You are redeemed. The other is Sidewalk Prophets, Live Like That. Taking the ideas and the desires we have to live a life for the Lord and putting them into action. Living like that. And the last one, man, I love this band. It's a band that I've heard off and on, but man, I got their CD and they are tremendous. I hope to one day see them in concert. But it's Ren Collective and More Than Conquerors. You are more than a conqueror in Christ. So live like that. Understand who you are in Christ. You are redeemed and more than a conqueror. And continue to fight that good fight. Run the race and remain faithful. I love you guys. Have a great night. Take care and God bless.